Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in tonight. I'm Chief Meteorologist Leslie Hudson. We're going to do a severe weather update that's going to hopefully carry us through here these overnight hours. We've been watching the severe weather risk all day long across the Central Plains. There's been over 500 storm reports, about 27 actually tornadoes that have been on the ground today alone. So we're going to unpack all that for you in these next couple of minutes, get you updated what you can expect through the overnight. And then tomorrow there is another enhanced risk across an even larger chunk of real estate. So we'll get to all of that as well. But let's begin with the MyRadar app, and I've got the watches and warnings toggled on. So as we kind of zoom in here, I'm going to take a look with you, and we'll just quickly go over some of those watches and warnings. So there has been a tornado watch up for this area of the country for the last several hours, and it extends for about another hour and a half in this particular part of Texas and up into Oklahoma. And then as I come up the road here, we'll go up into again another part of where there were this one is let me see here, I gotta put my glasses on for this one. This one, it goes until 3 a.m. So there's been several tornado watches, and we've had also severe thunderstorm watches. We got a couple hours left on those, so these will be hanging out here for the next few hours, but then the potential is there for another wave of weather to come moving through this area as we head into these overnight hours. So that's why we're trying to keep you updated on everything as we get going. So Matt, let's switch things over to the live sweeping radars. And again, we have 5 sites that we can show you simultaneously, 5 radar sites. And you can see that I also have the software turned on that picks up some of the rotation potentially in the atmosphere. And as we take a look here, there's several areas that are in Kansas. So let's take a quick peek here and see what we've got going on. So I was checking this stuff before we came live, and there's some also some weather in the panhandle of Texas I want to show you as well. But as I zoom in here, look at all that lightning. I mean, it has been quite the lightning show in this area of the country as well. I got to tell you, that's one of the big signatures tonight, as well as the incredible amount of hail that's been going on. So this particular cluster here showing definite rotation, just all in this whole spine of this thunderstorm, this severe warn storm that's in this area. Let me actually run over to velocity. I'm going to click this over real quick, and we'll come back over to Texas in just a second, but let me check this out. So either, let me turn off hang on one sec. Let's turn off the watches and warnings so we can take a look what's going on underneath this. And I did, there's a little bit of kind of, this is not a true couplet here by any stretch, but it looks like there's a little bit of some rotation here. Let me get my pointer so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And let's see, hang on, there we go. So right in here, there's some moderate rotation going on right in here. And then we've got a little bit going on in here, and then south of Durham, we've also got some weak rotation here. Not by, like I said, any well-defined couplets, but certainly there is some activity. So the shear here, gate to gate, that's nothing big there. That's under 30. And then let's see what we got up here. That's even less impressive. So there's not a tornado warning here. So just wanted to see if there was anything. I'm just gonna punch a couple of these up and see if we see anything. So no, there's not, we're not getting any true markers here that would say that, we've got something that's trying to form. That isn't to say that we couldn't see that happen here in the next couple of hours, but, or the next couple of minutes rather. But that's certainly something I'm going to keep an eye on. So we'll come back to that. Let me come back down to Texas though, because just before we started the live stream, there was some stuff going on down here. So let me pull this out a little bit, so we can get down here quicker. Let's see, Wichita, I gotta get my bearings. Okay, we're gonna come down here. So here's Amarillo. There, I've got this site up. So there was some rotation just south of Amarillo. Looks like it might be right here near Tulia. Let me turn this on real quick. And nope. Oh wait, there it is. There's the warning. So you know what? It's interesting because it's this particular scan out of Amarillo is kind of showing some funky returns here. So there was a tornado warning in that particular cone where there's a severe thunderstorm warning in Plainview and Abernathy. So that has now switched. They have dropped the tornado warning in there. And in fact, I don't see. Let me pull this way out. I don't see any tornado warnings ongoing right now. So they dropped that one. The National Weather Service did. It's interesting because there was some sort of rotation here, so it's interesting that the Doppler radar must have dropped that indicator that there was some rotation in that particular cell. So, we've seen a lot of spin up here because there's been a ton of mesocyclones, big supercells that we've seen tonight in these areas. And as I mentioned, there's been 27 tornadoes confirmed today alone. So it's been a busy day, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center went with a moderate risk today. And even though the day is technically ending in just a little bit of time here, the risk is still there. And there's also a chunk of the Northeast that's been getting walloped with weather tonight too. There's been hail, there's been severe thunderstorms, there's been flooding rain over there as well. So, it's been a split here of the two different weather patterns we've been watching. The main pattern, the severe risk, that's over in the Central Plains, but then the secondary line of energy that's been moving through parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Delmarva and even up into the Northeast into big areas, big cities rather, that have been experiencing some severe weather tonight. So as we head through these overnight hours, this is what I wanted to focus in on because, again, the risk could be ongoing through these next several hours into the early hours of Thursday. So the two things that you guys want to make sure that you do before you go to bed, make sure your notifications are turned on if you're in that tornado watch area, and make sure that you've got a weather radio. That they are very affordable. They are usually about $20. You can get them at any of the large box stores. Sometimes you can get them even cheaper than that, but that will of course be another way to alert you that if there's a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning in your area and you need to take cover, that you get it through the NOAA weather radio and you get it through your smartphone, which will send out a push notification. So if you have that stuff turned on, and hopefully you do. So we want to make sure that you guys at least are minimally doing that before you go to bed, because the risk is there. So if we go back over to the big computer, and you can take it full, Matt, because I'm going to zoom in here. You can kind of see that there's definitely some holdout storms here that have been looking pretty impressive over these last couple of hours. So it's really been a Nebraska event today. This afternoon, there were a ton of the tornadoes that touched down were in Nebraska. Kansas certainly has seen a few as well, but look at this line of storms trying to energize here tonight. So let me grab my pointer, and you can kind of see it right in here. And this whole line is going to line up and push east. And then we've also got this other batch of energy right in here. So there's definitely room for some more severe weather tonight, I think, as we head through these next couple of hours. Hopefully everything stays below, a very dangerous level. That's why we're doing this live update here to kind of look with you and take a look and see what's going on. And again, I've been tracking this stuff in the panhandle of Texas too. There has been definitely indications of some rotation in some of these storms, and all of this is going to kind of line up together and cross towards the eastern plains as we head through the overnight, and then move into the Midwest tomorrow. So the Storm Prediction Center risk tomorrow, and actually, let me see if I can update this real quick. I'm going to turn this over to tomorrow's risk, and just hang with me because I'm going to, Matt, keep that full while I try and switch this live. The risk tomorrow is even larger than it is today. So it's a enhanced risk currently. We'll get an update from the Storm Prediction Center around 2 o'clock this morning, or tomorrow morning we'll get an update from them. So we'll see if they're going to go ahead and upgrade it to a moderate risk in this area tomorrow. It doesn't mean if it doesn't happen at 2 a.m. that it's not going to happen at all. But if they are going to do it, they tend to do it in that overnight update. So let me put this back, and I'm going to go straight to that graphic because I just did that live on the fly there. And that is the risk for Thursday. So I'm not sure why my graphic, it says it Thursday on my banner here, but I'm seeing on our live stream that it's saying Wednesday, but this is there it goes. So this is the risk for tomorrow. So that's even more people impacted, and the larger swath of Oklahoma, a little bit of Texas, and then over, into the Midwestern states as we head into tomorrow. So we'll see how that plays out. In terms of what's been going on currently with watches and warnings, there they are again if you missed them. So tornado watches are in red, the severe thunderstorm watches are in yellow, the brighter or darker, the more mustardy color are the severe thunderstorm warnings, and we've had some flooding concerns, which you can also see in the green. So there is a look at the current storm reports. Again, this goes back the last 2 days, and I just ran the numbers real quick. Let me grab my sheet of paper so I tell you guys correctly. So today we had 27 tornadoes, wind reports about 345, hail reports about 129, and then between just today alone, over 500 severe weather reports. And then yesterday there was 89 reports. So a total of 589 severe weather reports in just the last 2 days. So definitely been a busy week. It's been a busy storm season. I got to tell you, it's been really busy since late February. March was crazy. We had a tornado, the big tornado outbreak. I believe it was on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day. Then we had another one on March 25th. We've had a couple outbreaks in April, and here we are in May, and we're still rocking and rolling here, of course, in the Central Plains. So here's a look at the future cast as we head through tomorrow. And again, parts of Oklahoma, Texas, over into the Midwest could be under the firing zone of some of these stronger storms. Would not be surprised to see some straight line wind events tomorrow as well. But some of these storms are elongating and kind of bowing out, which would indicate that there's kind of that possibility of some straight line winds. So that's going to be something I'll be watching tomorrow as well. So I'm going to take the radar up one more time, and let's take one last look here at this particular cluster of weather that's in Kansas. Because again, the software is showing some indication of early indications of rotation. We looked at the velocity there, didn't see anything really panning out at the moment. But let me go up here real quick. Yeah, this is just all good old-fashioned rain in Nebraska. Heavy rain though. Take a quick scan because again, I've got a lot of radar sites up in Nebraska and Kansas because that was the greatest threat. The Storm Prediction Center, by the way, issued a particularly dangerous situation. They're called PDSs, and we haven't had one of those, I believe, since March. And so when they issue those PDS watches, that means a particularly dangerous situation. That really gets everyone's attention because we know that the risk is significant. And I will say that the risk today was about 20% about 15%. Let me double check that. Actually, I may be totally wrong. Let me get this right before I tell you wrong. 15%. So the Storm Prediction Center gave about a 15% risk of a tornado touching down on that moderate area, give or take 25 miles. So if you live if you're in that moderate risk zone right now, you have a 15% chance of being struck or being in the path of a tornado. That's a pretty significant number. And when it goes to that level, that's when the Storm Prediction Center puts out that high risk, and again puts out the potential threat for many folks to really perk up and take note, because those PDSs are a big deal. So fortunately, we have not had a long-lived dangerous supercell that's caused widespread damage tonight. That is not to say that those cannot happen through the overnight. Again, that's why if you're in this area, even if you're not in the moderate risk, please make sure that you've got your notifications turned on and you've got your NOAA weather radio to go, ready to go if you are anywhere in that cone. And let me show you that one more time. Actually, this is going to be the polygon for tomorrow because I just updated this. But let me switch this back real quick live on the fly. We'll do this one more time. I will switch this back over to the current risk for Wednesday, even though we're 20 minutes away from it becoming Thursday here in the East Coast. But I will switch this puppy back over, and there we go. And you can see this risk. So this risk, again, it's going to switch here in a second. It's going to switch back. So that's tomorrow's risk. It's going to switch back to tonight's risk, which has another about 20 minutes or so, give or take, like I said. So anywhere from Texas into that large swath, there's about 56 million people in that swath of potentially seeing that severe weather tonight. So even if you're not in the moderate risk, if you're in the enhanced risk, or you're in the slight risk, or even the marginal risk, you need to really perk up and take a look at your current weather surroundings, because the weather doesn't follow the polygons, doesn't know that some areas are in a moderate risk and some other areas are in an enhanced risk. So that's why we try and keep everybody up to date on the risk as you head to bed tonight. So I think that's going to do it, you guys. I just don't want to take too much time. I'm going to take a quick little peek here on see if I've got any. Okay, so I'm on YouTube right now, and Bubba Bug said he has some hail where he is. Sandy Rose is there. Hey, Sandy, good to see you. Of course, our tried and true longest YouTuber. She is joining us tonight. We got Sligo Town in the house, and he's watching from Lincoln. All right, let me switch over. Thanks, you guys, for staying with us tonight. Let me take a quick peek over here to Facebook. And Kevin saying happy Wednesday night. And hey, happy Wednesday to you too. Almost Thursday. Oh, there, Matt's got that up so you guys can see the comments. Nadia is joining from Facebook. Let's see. So Carol is saying, I hear that the hot and the warm air meets and the cooler air at night triggers it. Well, not so much, but you're on to something. So when the hot air, when the warmer air and the colder air collide, oil and water rather, they don't do well together, and that's when there tends to be problems. So definitely when we see this very buoyant air coming out of the south, out of the mid-south and out of the Gulf Stream and into the Central Plain states, it collides with the slightly cooler weather, which creates a big impact in the atmosphere, and that forces the air up and into the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, which will form these large thunderstorms that become cumulonimbus and grow and grow and grow and grow into these supercells. So that's definitely a part of it, and that's definitely something that we look for this time of the year, because we are definitely in that severe weather season where we're seeing that happen pretty commonly. All right, let me switch over to Twitter real quick. Usually we don't get a ton of comments on that one, but we'll take a quick peek, see if I see anything there. And then we will sayonara for tonight, and we bid you a warm, pleasant evening. It's been a long day, you guys, so it's hard to form sentences. I apologize. But anyway, all right. I think that's going to do it for now. A little bit of housekeeping for you. Tomorrow we will have our 1-minute updates that we have started doing this year. That's been our pledge to our MyRadar users, that anytime there is an enhanced risk or greater in any part of the country, we will do 1-minute updates throughout that course of the day to keep you guys updated. And then we will also follow up with live updates. We sometimes just do graphics. We did just a graphic live stream around, I think it was around 7 tonight, and some folks were saying, hey, I thought this was live. It was live. I was there, and our production coordinator, Matt Hyland, was there. We were both manning the ship, but we just did that one off camera. But we are definitely watching things for you guys, and we will do the same tomorrow. If there is a moderate risk that's issued for tomorrow, we will ramp coverage back up tomorrow as well, and try and keep you guys as informed as we can. But for now, that's going to do it. I want to thank you guys for stopping by again, joining us on our overnight coverage here in the MyRadar studios in Orlando, Florida. We will have more for you tomorrow. And until then, you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.